Welcome to Advocation X, episode number 242. Hello to all my beautiful thinking people out there. It's time for a newsworthy insurrection broadcast sponsored by Baden Optical in beautiful Ontario, Canada. Please hit the like button and subscribe before we dive right in. So the topics we're going to tackle here and now are USA proud, security fiasco, leniency, inciting, selfies, horrific, the blame game. Let's dive deep right now. USA has had a proud moment basically for overcoming the hell that has been initiated and they have ventured through in this January 6th debacle. In my opinion, this security was a complete disaster, and that's on the part of the Capitol Police, the Federal National Guard, the local police departments. All of them failed to secure this electoral count. I'm going to rely on my years of experience in owning Protect Plus, SureShield Consulting, Royce Total Services, Excalibur Inc., ETFN, and TTFN. So let's take my 450 disturbance technicians and put them in positions to secure the Capitol buildings. We would have handled that so much better than it was handled, in my opinion. I would have went in with 1,000 security, with 2,000 and an additional 3,000 on standby. So a minimum of 6,000 security personnel were required to secure that location, with National Guard and all their troops on standby waiting to go. Who is going to get charged with the negligence and terrorism aiding and abetting in this one? As far as I understand, the chief has already resigned for a job horribly done. Traitors need to be charged, and that means each participant and those who incited the coup. Leniency seems to have been given to the entire group of thugs and insurrectionists at large. Why do you think that is? Why were they allowed to gather right next to the Capitol steps like that? Why were they allowed to advance up and onto the balcony areas? The police, even just the Capitol Police, could have held those steps easily. Because if the people from behind were such determined to get through, they would have crushed their own members just to get up to the point where those Capitol Police would have been holding back the group. Unless, of course, they climbed up other areas. But that would only take a few officers to go over and deal with them. No way should they have been able to breach that building. No way. Not with my guys there. And any of my guys who are watching right now, make your comments. Make yourself known. I'm proud of you. You should be proud of yourself too. We would have never allowed that to happen. We cannot be bought. We cannot be coerced. We will do our job. Oh, not only just my people. Let's go with all the people who have had to deal with our people in all the different establishments that we've occupied. You guys can chime in as well and let people know how professional were my people. How well did they handle situations with tact and dignity? I'm sorry, that was a complete fiasco. The leniency that were given to those thugs and insurrectionists was very obvious and palpable. It's something I could taste while watching it. When I watched those police and the way they reacted with them. What does it mean to you? I know what it means to me. It means the police, some of them, and they're all captured on camera, need to be held up on charges like the rest of those thugs and insurrectionists, because they aided and abetted them, allowing them to gain access and leaving the place unguarded to the point where this could have taken place. They were to blame. If you're a police officer and you're taking selfies with the thugs and insurrectionists that are there taking over the Capitol building with no thoughts of good acts in their mind, you are aiding and abetting. You know what they were there for. Inciting. has to be the fuel that ignited that fire. Who incited this whole fiasco? Who was the one who put this in motion? Who pushed these people to this point and brought them to the brink of putting themselves in jeopardy? I can think of a few. Really? Selfies? Oh, come on. I cannot believe it. Our boys and girls were not even allowed to accept donations at the door. They weren't allowed to accept tips or bribes of any kind. Selfies? Really? With the people that you're there to protect against? I know you guys are not ashamed, so I'm not going to ask you to be ashamed. I'm going to ask you to be prosecuted. And every one of you whose faces were on those cameras, and we can see who you are, you need to be prosecuted. You lost brothers in arms in this fiasco. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. What do I tell my guys? Hey, listen, I know we have to go to the bathroom. I know we have to go to the bathroom. We're human beings. How would you feel if while you were in the washroom, one of your guys went down? Get in there, do what you got to do, and get the hell back out. Get to your post and make sure you're there to protect your people. That's the way we do business. What were these guys thinking? I watched the whole thing. And any of you security personnel, police officers, any type, military, chime in. Chime in. And please speak out to everybody you know. Let them know how wrong that was. It was totally wrong. Horrific events culminated in people dying. Police officers died. There was a large number of injuries incurred by many people. That's all on you. Yeah, you. If you were entrusted with the job of protecting all people in this day and that event, it's on you. If you incited the violence in the gathering, it's on you. If you organized the participation, it's on you. If you participated, it's on you. You knew what was to come. You knew that the Drumpf had asked people to go and intercept and stop the counting of the electoral votes on that day, in that place. You knew. You're guilty. Bye-bye. In my book, bye-bye. I don't care who you are. I may have loved you before, but from what you just did, bye-bye. You're done. And if you're listening to this right now and you're one of those people, feel free to go jabber and do whatever you want in the comments. I'm not afraid of your comments. But no, I have no respect for you at all. None. None. And I'll tell you, I had respect for every thug and robber and biker and gang member in all the cities I operated in. Why? Because we had a mutual understanding and a mutual respect that held. You guys have no respect. You have no integrity. You're absolute thugs, insurrectionists. You guys are just the bottom of the barrel. Anyways, let me move on. Who can be blamed for this whole garbage? How about Rudy Giuliani? How about him? How about Josh Hawley? How about the Drumpf himself? Yes, that's his real name. His grandfather's name was Drumpf. They changed it to Trump so he could fit in North America and not be discriminated against for being a German. Yes, Drumpf. So, are his supporters also to blame? Well, yeah, they are to a degree. I wouldn't blame them as much as the others, but yeah, they were led down a garden path and should have had the intelligence to know that a lot of the stuff they were hearing was BS. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. How do you sit there and listen to bullshit and act upon it as if it's gospel? You evangelical Christians who allowed this garbage to go on and allowed any of your members to take part, have a good sleep tonight. That's all I got to say to you. Have a great sleep tonight. Get that pillow, fluff it up, and lay down and say your prayers. But guess who you're talking to when you say your prayers? I know who you're talking to. He knows who you're talking to. And it ain't who you think. People died. Police officers died. Lots of injuries. Because of you knuckleheads. I like that term. My father used to say that to us when we did absolutely boneheaded, stupid things. You're all knuckleheads. What were you thinking? What were you thinking? This was a formality. It's a foregone conclusion. Do you not know how to read a book? Read the laws. You would know that that was a foregone conclusion. What they were doing on that day was a formality. You guys are going to jail. You're going to jail, and your faces are seen. Everybody, please, all of you good people with not Photoshop, but Premiere and stuff like that. I want you to enhance each and every face. Each and every face. Police officer or insurrectionist, supreme, or white supremacist, or KKK member, or flag-carrying Nazis. Any one of them you can. Enhance their faces and put them on a wall of shame for everyone to see them. Everywhere they go, people should be able to recognize them and go, you are not welcome here. Get out. That's one of the things they need to get. And that's after they go to jail and pay their debt. I'm calling on you guys. This is my inciting. I'm inciting you to not riot, to not hurt people, to not go violent, but to just publish these individual faces in recognizable fashion so everyone knows who you are. Everyone will know who you are. All YouTubers, I need you to do this, and I need you to do it right away. Wow. What did Trump say when he saw what was going on? We love you, and we think you're special. Oh, how sweet. Well, I would say, please give them cells opposite each other so they can look at each other all day and see how special they are. Wonderful people on both sides. Is that what he said? Right? Wonderful people on both sides. If we look back in 2015, on my Facebook posts, I predicted this entire term, almost to the T. Only in 1812 has anything close to this ever occurred in our modern history. This was just a pile of crap, a pile of garbage people doing a garbage deed for a garbage person. I was almost going to say human being, but I can't even bring myself to say a garbage human being. Just a garbage entity. And you people are going to go to jail for that. You're going to go to jail for that. And if you're a Christian, you're a God-loving, God-fearing individual, go to hell. By your own beliefs, you're going to hell. Now, don't despair, everyone, because, as I said, it was a foregone conclusion. It's going to be completed, regardless of the stupidity that went on. But also realize there are tons of legal remedies that are going to be instituted. There are wide-reaching laws that allow them to rein these people in. It's imminent. It is imminent. But what a system we have. My God. That idiot at the top was able to orchestrate his puppets. Department of Homeland Security, National Guard, military, Pentagon. All of them were being manipulated and basically told, stand down and stand by. Do not exercise your own conscience because if you're like me, you have none. So stand down and stand by. When I send you in, then you'll go in and gently remove my people and make sure that my loving people are all home tucked in their beds after they have ruined everyone's perception of what America used to be, should be, and will be one day again. I hope all legal remedies are brought to bear. I hope every state that is affected by this sues civilly and apply any criminal charges that you can against the people who are responsible for being organizers or even a part of this insurrection. They were acts of sedition. This was not a simple protest, as you saw with the Women's March, as you saw with the Million Man March, as you saw with all of the different marches for change that have gone on year after year after year. This was insurrection. This was acts of sedition. This was thuggery and violence intended to be inflicted on the people's choice. People who were sent there to serve the people of the United States of America were being accosted by a small group of insurrection-type thuggery. I'm seething with anger. I am seething with anger, even though I expected this, even though I predicted it, even though I knew it was going to come to this. Even when I told people over and over again it was going to get way worse before it got better. It did just that. But please have confidence in the system, that there are parts of the system that are actually just and meant to be used to take care of the people. At this point, I have to say, I hope you enjoyed your time. Try one of our other playlists by clicking on the links and stream or check out any other video in this series or any other. We rely on you for our future success. Without you, our channel would not exist. I hope you are enjoying the content and will continue to run with us into the future. Please help further our cause by hitting that like button, subscribe for future content, become a member and crush the bell while you're at it so you miss nothing. Give YouTube a reason to push our content higher in the algorithm. It's your content. I cover most of your suggestions and requests as often as I can. Keep those suggestions coming. I love it. Disclaimer, our channel is factually informed opinion and not alternative fact type either. Questions will be answered to the best of my ability. However, suggestions are more than welcome, including your critical analysis. Leave your respectful comments, suggestions, analysis, and requests for future topics you'd like covered in the comment section. Or hit me up directly. A special thanks from Clyde and my crew to all you beautiful wicked people out there. A shout out to our sponsors, with a special mention to Baden Optical in beautiful Ontario, Canada. Once again, good folks, I must say, we never give up and we never give in. And remember, keep an open mind because knowledge is your power. So do your research and maintain your power. Until next time, thank you for spending time with us on this channel. Please stay safe and healthy while doing your best to remain as happy as humanly possible.